Pow! Welcome back to part 3. Got our new fuel tank. That OEM fuel tank for that would have been around 250 bucks. So we got this thing here for right around 100. But of course it's not the same. This one holds 7 gallons instead of the 5 over there. So what we're gonna have to do is do a little modification. Have to make it work. It's just a fuel tank. It is. What I did was I took a piece of construction paper, construction board, went around the contour. I took my 3-foot level hanging over there, measured it out, drew it out, and then what I had to do is I had to come over here. Pow! I took my cutting disc. This thing has got the perfect contour, the same contour as that curve. And I just simply rounded the corners off. Took my razor knife and just cut it out. Easy as that. Made us a little template. I did. And it fits over it perfectly. Well, that's the top. Here's the bottom. Yeah. It ain't perfect, but it'll give us somewhere to start. And these bolt holes ain't exactly. They are about an 1/8 of an inch wider than these are. They are, so we can't use these. Can't do it. And of course, from here to there, these are about 1 inch longer than these. The problem I run into, I got a bunch of that 1-inch square tube stock I built that table out of. I was gonna put it up here and build a frame for the fuel tank to sit on, because this one, of course, is a little wider. See how it's not wanting to go inside? So I was going to build that 1-inch square stock and pick the tank up a little bit. But it'll be a whole lot of welding and fabricating and cutting and bolting, and easiest thing to do would be to just cut this metal. Cut the metal out of here. And see, this way, the big problem was I run into, unlike this tank over here, I'll show you, these bolt holes are outside this. See how they're outside of this, outside the tank? So you can just have simply a lip that goes all the way down for this thing to rest on, and you can bolt through the lip. But the problem with this one is, this tank is not like that. The edge of the tank comes out here, and it comes right across that hole on both angles. So it's gonna have to have that rounded part to sit on, to bolt through. And that's what we run into. This, you can see where I poked a little hole right there. That's where the bolt hole, that's where the bolt pattern is, right there. So we got to have this much lip. So we're going to have to match that contour of the tank just perfectly. And see, I had to put a mark there where each bolt hole is already drilled. Mark there. Same thing over here. So that way we won't have to, we won't run into the problem of getting into the old bolt hole. We'll have to pull this forward a little bit. See, there's the other bolt hole, and that's going to be the other bolt hole. See that? It's going to be right beside it. We're going to drill a hole right beside it. See, we got to pull it up a little bit. just enough to make a hole around the bolt with a lock nut. So it's going to have to go just about like that. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. And we'll have to take an even amount off of each side. We'll be taking close to a 1/2 inch off of each side, and we got to make sure we have this, we got to leave it rounded so we'll have somewhere to bolt through the frame. And that's what we're going to have to do. And I'm going to use, to cut it with, I'm going to use my jigsaw with metal cutting blades, because I don't want to use my cutting wheel and just throw sparks all over everything. That way it's a lot safer. We'll just use that jigsaw and just kind of cut. And of course we'll have to take the grinding disc and maybe clean it up a little bit, make it a little bit wider, because we're probably not going to take enough off the first time. Let me lower this thing. And I'm going to have to take these 4 screws out of this electrical box and lay this box down, because that blade will hit it. Can't be cutting through there with it. Just 4 screws hold that on. There, there, and there. And this box will just lay out down there. Get it out of the way. All right, let's tape this thing down real good. All right, we need to be forward of the original bolt holes, which we are. And we need to try to take even amounts off each side. You really only get one chance to do this right the first time. It looks kind of curved there. Grab a tape measure. That's almost a 1/2 inch. That's about a 1/2 inch. All right. Grab some tape. Let's see, let me grab this tape here. Well, let me grab some wider tape. All right, make sure this is nice and straight here. All right, that's pretty even right there. And do this on the other side somehow or another. Well, that's probably enough to hold it right there. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's take a pencil. I'm sure we're not going to get it perfect the first time. We're going to have to cut this out, then we'll dress it up with the grinding disc. Take more, we'll probably have to take more off with the grinding disc, so little flat disc. this thing is leaving a mark because I can't hardly see it. You're getting up on top of that paper right there and you're marking on it instead of the metal. Yeah, I can see that. Oh yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. I'll mark the bolt holes once we get the tank mounted. I'll use a little punch and just all right. Set this over there. Yeah, I can see that's a pretty good line right there. Pretty good line right there. All right, now what I want to do is take up another piece of tape and go over that, go right up to the edge of that. Well, do that again. Don't know how well that jigsaw is going to cut this, but I'm trying my best to avoid using that high-speed cutoff tool because I don't want to throw sparks everywhere. All right, we're going to cut right on that edge of that tape. Maybe even take some of the tape off too. No, I won't do that. That's good enough. First couple of cuts I make is going to be that curved part, and then we'll go for it. I'm doing this because I can't hardly see that pencil mark. Right against the edge. Nice and straight. All right, let's get this other tank out of the way. Set it over here. I can set this part right there. Set it on her like that and catch all the ashes and crumbs and stuff that comes off of it and dust. All right, let's take that box off. Those blades I got are actually way too long, but it's all the ones. It's the only ones I had. Got a whole pack of them. All right, this should just lay over here. Okay. All right. Run us a drop cord. Plug in the jigsaw. Grab me some safety glasses. Make sure you wear your glasses. All right. Let's see how this is going to do. I'm hoping that jigsaw works pretty good. Let's see, we'll put it on the fastest speed. I don't know if I can get it with this right there. That's going to be kind of tough to do. I have to come back that way and come out of it because of these bars. As long as we can get to half of it. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. Boy, that thing cuts good. I said I was going to put that piece of cardboard over this, and I didn't. There we go. Let me get my hood on because I'm scared that thing's going to throw the shades under my glasses. All right, I got my hood on too. Like butter. All right, now my mask is fogging up. Yeah, that's nice. It cut that really good. I'm impressed with that. I am happy about that. All right, let me lower the table on down and I'll stand on the table. All right. I'll plug this one side over here. Put it over with the jigsaw. All right. Got the curvy part. All right, let's grab that tank and see how it's gonna fit. See how much more we might have to take off of it. Yeah, this tank come with the new level, it come with the new lid, gas cap, it come with the petcock we need and everything. That is nice. I'll just lower it. We're gonna raise it up a little bit, look under there. See, we're gonna have to take more of it off. All right, it's not sitting all the way down, so I don't want to take too much off. This side is fine. This side, we're gonna have to take a little off right there. Over the camera. Let's see, where are we hitting? Right here. Let's see, that can lay down like that. We can take some up this side. Well, actually, that's sitting down all the way now. But I don't really want that touching the tank, because this thing's going to be vibrating. And it could eventually rub a hole in that tank, because these little rubber mounted things, it'll still have a little wiggle to it. Grab me a flashlight here. Yeah, I definitely want to take some off that. Looking at it all the way down, looks pretty good. This side looks pretty good. I just want to take a little bit off right there. Grind some of that off. Not as far back as to get into the nut right there, but I definitely want to file it down so it ain't sharp. Let's look on this side. Yep, I want to take some off right there. Really, all I gotta do is just knock the corners off. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do is just knock the corners off. Yep. You can see on the tank where it, if it scratched it anywhere, you'll see it. Scratched it right there a little bit. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm curious, I want to see. No, as good as that cut, I thought it might have been aluminum, but it's not. Let's get the tape off. Yeah, I was thinking about building that frame 1 inch tall to get it up and over that, but it would look goofy. I want to make it look like it came from the factory, you know. I don't want to make it look like somebody mounted an aftermarket tank on it. I want it to look right, even though it's red. I ain't going to paint it though. Customer doesn't really care. He just wants his generator in good shape. It'll be in good shape with a new tank. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let me grab my grinding wheel with the flat disc on there. It'll be less likely to throw sparks. Little wore out flat disc right there, that'll be perfect. I always try to hold this thing in my hand when I plug it in and make sure it ain't stuck on. I've got a scar right there from that disc. I was out there using it on the side of my utility body on my truck, my school truck, years ago. I was grinding all the old paint off of it with that disc, and it come out of my hand, and it crawled up my right arm, went behind my neck, and it was hanging by the cord. And I was just able to reach out and grab it, and it was still on. And that's all it did, got me on the back of the wrist right there. I try to be careful with these things, they'll bite you. See how it locks on? It ain't got a spring-loaded trigger. You just turn it on and off. And if it's on, it's on. If you drop it, it's still gonna be on. Get my glasses and hood back on. I keep forgetting about my hood. I want to do it in the way that it throws the stuff up and not down. Oh yeah, that's good. Let me go under it now. Yeah, that's not sharp at all anymore. Good, good, good. That's perfect. Looks like it's supposed to. All right. Yeah, we're just past those old bolt holes. So now all we gotta do is just mark the holes. Yeah, that's perfect. I like that. With these metal inserts, I've already put one there and there. Put one there. And over there. Oh, let's find some nice punt. Well, let's get this thing unplugged and slide all this out of the way. let's find us a nice punch. Let's see, I don't want to use one too skinny. I like to find one that fits perfectly in that hole. Let's see what this one's like. No, that one's way too small. I know I got the perfect one in here somewhere. Ah, let me dig this one out. This one's raw. Right. How does this one? Oh yeah. I don't know, this one may not go all the way through. This one might be too fat. Yeah, this one ain't long enough. It's too fat. That's all right. What I'll do is just kind of scribe a circle. Yeah, you can see that real good. All right. Before I permanently mount this tank, I'm going to take some black paint and paint that frame. I don't want it to rust. That's just me. Yep, I can barely see my little scratch marks. Yep, I can see them. I don't know why I was doing this with it all the way up in the air. Oh, let me take my hammer now and I'll just kind of right there. Make a place so the drill bit won't waller around. Put a little divot in it. Little divot. For whom the bell tolls. Let's go ahead and mount that electrical box back. All right. Gently. 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 All right. Oh, let's see. I know I got a can of black spray paint up here somewhere. Oh, Lord knows how old this stuff is. I don't know if this is going to spray or not. Yeah, that's good enough. So cold. So cold. All right. What was that 70s horror film? These kids on the school bus drove through a cloud of fog and all their fingernails turn black, and if they touch you, you'll just fry. What was the name of that movie? Seemed like it was named Children or something. Spooky. That's what it reminds me of every time I get black spray paint on my fingers. I think Children of the Corn or whatever it is. All right. Let's see. We're going to use, I don't know what size grommet that is. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a, whatever size that grommet is. It may be metric. It didn't come with those bolts, but can I get a quarter in there? Oh, yeah. Well, you'd have to push it in, but maybe for a number 10 screw, I guess. A 10 millimeter. Yeah, I believe we can get that in there. And let's see, I think I may use a little bit longer one. Well, I tell you, it was 50 degrees when I woke up this morning. It's already down to about 33 just in a couple, 2 or 3 hours. Man, we got that cold front coming through. Ooh, it's gonna be cold. Let's see, this is a 1/4 by 1 inch. I want to use the, no, that's 3/4. I want to use the 1 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. We'll use, let's see, what kind of washers do we want to use? Yep, we'll use them. 1, 2, oop, just dumped them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put a couple of them back. And 4 lock nuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lock nuts. And we'll grab a 1/4 inch drill bit. Put your little hood on. Oh. Cover all that again. I believe that bit's about dull. I gotta be careful right there. I don't want to drill through that. I'll put this piece of metal in case I drill through. I don't want to drill into that box. I bet I hit it. I bet I did. Well, I ain't got my hood down. I keep forgetting to put my hood down. right. All right. Some of that stuck to that paint. All right, that's basically it. Okay, now for the final countdown. All right. Take a bolt and a washer. It's going to be awful close to those other two nuts right there. We may have to get rid of those two nuts. That's coming out right beside that nut. That's mounted in the frame. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. That ain't good. I believe I'm gonna have to do over these. It's got a little tack weld right there. It looks like it's got a little tack weld right there. Right there. Oh, my neck. I don't feel but one little tack weld on that one. Oh, it's got one right there. Wonder if we just go up. You know, this one's going to be fine because we got room here to get a nut on it. But this one, go up from the bottom with it. You know, it may be okay. Let me look. Oh yeah, that's going to be fine. Yeah. It's going to be fine. These two tanks were so similar in bolt pattern, it's kind of hard to maneuver around them. They wouldn't line up, but yet they were so close that they're just in the way of each other. Yeah, these quarter nut bolts right here are just a tad bigger. Got me a 7/16 socket. There we go. Yeah. A washer and a nut. And let me lower the camera a little bit. Okay, put the washer on that bolt, put the washer on that bolt, grab these two nuts, that, and we'll go to the other end. I'm not putting any fuel back in this thing at all. I've already got the carburetor drained and cleaned again. Alright. I'll be glad to be done with this thing. Boy, this thing was a mess when he brought it to me. They paid a lot of money for this generator. Man, that's an expensive generator. That's why he didn't hesitate to tell me to go ahead and do what I need to do. He said this thing wasn't but about 5 years old. He's only used it a couple of times. All right. That tripod's got a broken leg, by the way. Tighten this one. All right, we are mounted. We are mounted. Now we gotta get the petcock on there. Get the fuel line hooked up to it. Let's see, I believe that's going to be a 14. Yep. I'm surprised I was able to hold on to that without having to use spare channel locks. Okay, now what we're going to have to do now is find us a good filter. Filter. I'm going to give him a good one. And we'll use this one. We'll use that one. Let's see. We can put it right there. I'm going to zip tie to that. Make sure I don't interfere with that. Yep, that's what we'll do. Let's see, I'll cut it right there. Wrong part. Well, let's see, this is 3/16 line, so I believe that filter is going to be too big. I do. Let me hit pause. I got to go find some more clamps. We'll come up with another filter, because this one, we'll never get that on there. Y'all hang with. Okay, found us another filter. Pal. I'm gonna spray a little WD on into that. We'll force it in here, just like that. Okay, well, let's see. Well, if I go there, then this is going to be rubbing against the filter. But it's held right there, though. It's got a little bracket that goes in. I'll put a zip tie around that, too, so it doesn't vibrate. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. So we'll just simply come up here, cut it about there. All right, we'll do my other clamp. There it is. All right. I guess my pliers are magnetic. Okay. Let's spin that around so it doesn't interfere with the shutoff valve. All right, that's off. Last thing to do is put the fuel level gauge in it. Let's see, which way is it gonna need to go? It's gonna need to go that way. Because the tank, bottom of the tank has a contour right there. It might interfere with it. I believe it will. All right, grab the, go ahead and put this in there. Just like that. Perfect. And one last thing. Oh, chrome. Well, that's a thin gas cap. Well, there it is. We're done. New gas tank in part 3. She's ready to go. Let me do something real quick I said I was going to do and haven't done yet. Zip tie. I'm going to zip tie it here. I don't like that little bracket. It looks like it's eventually cut into it from the vibration. So we'll go around this bracket over here. That's a good idea. Much better place to put it. It's not interfering with nothing. It's not going to get cut into that. All right. Well, there it is, Coleman, or not a Coleman, but a Generac GP5500. Clean the carburetor, replace the fuel tank, change the oil, new spark plug. Ran it, tested it. I got these wires right here tucked back in too. They were all out. Well, all right, boys and girls, thanks for watching another little movie video, and thanks for watching my little series on this generator. We saved it from the heap. Y'all take care of each other. Holler if you need me. And man, we will catch y'all on the next one. I love y'all.